What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Burndown YouTube channel. So I know a lot of you guys have been waiting and wondering, where the hell is the boom? The thing just ran great. You brought it back a running car. Why are you not working on 60-foot hits, Dane? Where's our short track game? Why are we at the track? Well, the short answer to that is financially, man, it's a burden to take all these things to an event, you know, the time missed from work and all that stuff. So anybody that's ever tried to do an event, you know, and it's a small camp over here. It's just this guy. That's it. So I was trying to catch up on some of the stuff I neglected on this. I had to clean up. I mean, things were a mess, a wreck in here. But finally, we've been back for a little while. The whirlwind has kind of calmed down. And I will let you guys all in on a little secret as well. I just kind of tightened up like a clam because my wife got the harebrained idea to maybe possibly go to Kentucky, and then another buddy of mine chimed in and he's like, oh, you know, we can go and this and that. So I started seriously looking at financial hardship and how we could do it and if I could pull it off, because I was like, man, it would be rad to bring the Bago to all you guys and gals and everybody back east to Kentucky and just make the road trip with the fam and all that. Well, unfortunately, spoiler alert, it's not going to happen this year because it's outrageously expensive for one with fuel. It's not as bad once you get out of California, I understand that. But anyway, diesel's still pretty expensive. My boy's rig runs on it's a diesel pusher. And then the second thing too is, even if I could pull it off and go, Kentucky is in September. Well, I would really like to do Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0 again with the Maliboom, and I need parts. I need a 480 transmission. I have a 2-wheel drive core coming, which is awesome. As soon as I get my hands on that, we'll show you guys. But I have a core for that coming. The motor and everything's running good, but we need to do some shakedown hits or whatever. And then there's a couple other little tweaks and things I'd like to do, but I want to get seat time and get the boom running properly and get it in fighting shape to drive around the mountains and everything so we don't suffer like we did last time. And I really can't facilitate going all the way to Kentucky, spend all that money, coming back, and then starting all over again, because I'd basically be back in debt for fuel and everything to go to Kentucky and come back. So, long intro to say that we are back. We're gonna get back in action on stuff. I can get back to normal life. I don't have to freak out and figure out how I'm gonna save up like $4,000 or $5,000 to take my RV to Kentucky and back. So, that's the good news. The other good news is, we are back on the boom today. And the one thing really holding me up from testing, aside from funds, was the rear tires again. If you guys watched, they spun in the rim. So the rim spun, in the tire. And I put out a thing, I was like, oh, maybe I can just screw it. And everybody squashed that idea and said that works for slicks, not for radials. So I have radials, so we have to glue them. So I did get this stuff, some Permatex forming gasket, blah, blah, blah. And I've got a buddy that's got a tire machine and a balance machine. So it really helps. I will be completely honest with you guys. You got to help people out, and you got to be friendly with people and have a nice, tight network. You don't need people hanging on you that are always asking you for favors or asking for stuff. It is nice to help people when you can, but ultimately, if you get a tight group of, you know, friends that are talented, I mean, you can go way further than you could ever go by yourself. And I've said this many times. You guys watch me do a lot of the work and stuff myself, but I'm not 100% by myself. I mean, to make a phone call and be able to take my tires off and go break them down, glue them, and then put them back on and do the whole dance. Yeah, I could take them like America's Tire or whatever. I don't know if they're down to glue stuff, but also it's cool just to be able to do those things kind of on a whim. And it makes it way easier to try to go fast and to do stuff like this when you have access to tools and people that are awesome and willing to help. So, let's get this all broken down. Maybe I can show you some of the process and we'll just glue it. I'm gonna sand it and stuff. We'll take you over there hopefully. And then once we put these back on, we'll kind of give it a once over. It looked like we had maybe a little bit of an oil leak from like the sender unit or something in the back. So we can address that. But ultimately this thing's in fighting shape. So we just need to glue the tires. We'll double check and kind of go over everything. And then I think this week coming up, she's gonna be ready to go start making short track hits, especially now that I don't have to like totally save money and save. That was the other thing too, is I was like, man, I got to save the car. We got to save the Bago because I can't be a knucklehead and mess things up because I couldn't afford to fix it before we went. So that stress is off my plate. I think we're good with the coverage and all the stuff we got. Everybody loves the Bago. We are going to try to bring it to more events and things, but it made its major event this year, I think. We may try to do one more toward the end of the year. We'll see how that works out, but I want to have some fun. I want to use both of them. And we're just gonna get back to business as usual on the channel, and then I can start collecting parts and not feel guilty about spending a couple dollars and squirrel nutting pieces and parts for my 480 swap that we need to do by the end of the season as well. So, long intro. Let's pull some tires and wheels off, shall we? Here she is, fresh from LS Fest. We haven't done anything. Still got the numbers on the window. She fired right up. Everything's happy. So we got this guy to address, just some little stuff. And then I got a new fuel filter as well. So we'll put that in. Yeah, it's over 60, a little over 60, so it's not even that plugged up. So I feel good about swapping that out. Yeah, and this is at 60. So I ended up buying a Wix as well. Let's see if I got that on the shelf somewhere. Yeah, right here. So I got a Wix, so we'll swap that out. Probably not today, but by the next time we run it. So I switched over to that big tractor. It's a transfer pump filter is what that thing is. So yeah, she's still good. We'll back it up, spin it around, and then we'll do the hokey pokey to take the tires off. I have to drop the shocks and everything because it's semi-skirted. So it's a little bit of a mission, but we'll load up. I'll bring you back when we're headed to my boy's place. And then maybe like when we're breaking it down and stuff, I can show you guys some of that. But yeah, we'll let this thing warm up a little bit, spin around, get to it. All right, here's the baby tires. These are the baby ones. These are 9-inch. The baby ones are the 235s. But we marked them. I made 3 passes after I marked it, so you can see that. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. I mean, that thing's at least 1 inch. So we went boom, and then this one roughly the same. So that's the issue. And what's happening is on the big end, it feels like we're hitting warp speed, or we're re-entering the atmosphere in our space shuttle. And the first like 2 passes with this thing, it was weird because it was quiet and it just rolled, and I was like, man, that was terrible. First one was a 10.8, second one same tune, 10.3, and I was like looking at gauges and just rolling along. Well, by the time we got to the last pass, she was back to her old shenanigans, shaking, rattling. I thought the mirror was gonna fall off. We were going fast, so I knew we were doing work at that point. But it'll be fun to get in this thing and to do like 140 plus and not have it shake and shimmy and want to re-enter the atmosphere. So that's kind of the goal with this today. So we'll glue it, and then I'll get rid of the marks and we'll remark it, and then we'll know if the glue is working or not. So let me load my stuff up and lock up, and then we'll bring you back when we're breaking tires. Ta-da! Check these out. Glued. I didn't line the marks up because I was a little lazy. We'll just make new marks on the tire, and on the rim we'll just make it bigger or something so I know it's the right one. But first time using a tire machine, a balance machine. So big shout out to my buddy Greg. He actually works over like it's a tow yard, but then they have like kind of a junkyard thing in the back, and they have like all kinds of equipment and stuff. So when I mentioned I needed to glue these and you know they're slipping, he's like, oh, just bring it by. So it was really cool, and I've never got to do any of that stuff. So it's definitely amateur hour. But my boy Todd from Mickey Thompson will probably be proud of me because I actually humped and did my own tires. So that's awesome. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's cool. And I'm like, I balance those. So at least when they slip or they have more issues, I can do it again, I guess. But just to explain the procedure real quick, we'll show you a little slide on what we did. So I took the tires, and then you break the bead off. And then I went around and I took the entire tire off of the rim, and I sanded the face of the rim where the bead would hit, and I sanded the tire itself and knocked some of the smoothness out of it on both sides. And then I went ahead and put the Gorilla Booger Snot all around the tire bead itself on both sides, and then we put it back on, and then we balanced it on a tire balancing machine. So if you're wondering, it was Permatex like make a gasket sealant or whatever, I'm sure I could, you know, shoot you guys whatever that is. I think I took a picture. Let me see, because I know somebody's gonna go, what was it, what did you use? And then I don't want to have to answer that question like a million times. So let me show you guys what that is. But other than that, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, click the chicken. Let me find the gorilla snot. Here it is. This is what we used, so the comment section can light up if I use the wrong stuff. But that is it. We got some balanced tires. We'll check over a few things and we should be ready to rock and roll. Start doing some 60-foot hits, have a little fun. You guys, till next time, I'm out.